Military does numerous things now. It's probably the most diverse part of our nation's industry. You'll work together as a team. You'll work with people that you never thought you would be able to work with again. People from different areas. Now people from even different countries are able to serve in the military. It gives you a sense of discipline, which only helps you become more of a well-rounded person and something that you can hang on to for the rest of your life.
The experience in the Army, the experience in Vietnam, I think has made me a better person today. The thought of what makes one proud, a lot of the answers sound like they're very egotistical. You know, I'm proud I did this, I'm proud I did that. I think the service that I had made me a better person and made me a better citizen. My basic desire is to try and leave this place better than the place I found.
Sleeping. Sleeping is the best meditation that you give yourself. So I do not compromise my sleep. I schedule my sleep. I have 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, and I schedule it. Now, that's really hard for people who have irregular schedules, but it can be done. It just takes a little work. So that is the one thing that I have changed in my life, and it has made a huge change in everything and every day.
For me, a good way of handling the stress, I love to sometimes try to have conversations with the me I'm turning into. I meditate a lot, but I try to think about the feelings I'm trying to reach. I try to, as weird as this is going to sound, talk to my emotions from the back. So I close my eyes and I picture my emotion as a body, and I talk to it from behind, because the only way I can talk to it from behind is to move past it. I can't control the consequences, but just my actions. So try my best to be known as a solution. You have to have faith in yourself, and that's what I try and do.
Music is a universal language. I was thinking about music, singing to my granddaughters. I was thinking about my mother singing to me. We have it in our heart from the moment that we're born. Playing for my daughter Grace in the hospital the minute that she was delivered is just an incredible gift that I will cherish the rest of my life. And being a universal language, I think music has the power to help people in all circumstances, to lower blood pressures, to lower anxiety levels. If people are willing to take a deep breath and let the music reach their heart, reach their soul, and help them to sort of evaluate things on a more calm level, I think is key.
Earlier this year, we premiered my most recent documentary called Clemente, about Roberto Clemente. I think it was a series of yeses that led to this film. The first yes, honestly, was Dwayne Reeder at the Clemente Museum. And then after him, another producer named Steve Berman believed in the film. The Clemente family, their enthusiasm for the project and for Clemente's story was incredibly encouraging. I want to be known as someone who created art that is meaningful to people and connects with people, but more importantly, creates environments where people feel valued and loved. But the friendships and the relationships that are made while making the art, those are things that last beyond the art. And I think I want to be known for those things.
High school kids are super stressed. I think part of the reason they're so stressed is time, their busy schedules. They have so much pressure to do well academically, to be involved in clubs, sports, activities. They have jobs. When they get to be a senior, they're applying to colleges, finding scholarships. What I try to help them do is time management skills. You know you have this much to do, let's do it. Healthy habits is important too. Sleep is a hot button topic for high school students. They don't either get enough sleep or they're going to bed too late. Being positive, being patient, being encouraging, even in the midst of yuck, we try to find some glimmer of hope. I try to help them see that for sure.
I think people join the military for a lot of different reasons. The United States military is very diverse, both in life experience and in just people. Everyone's experience are drastically different, just based on what your job is. The culture within that is also very different. I wanted to do something to be a part of something much bigger than myself. Be proud of something. It gives you a renewed, faith in life, and it's unbelievable.
17 years I've worked for the Pittsburgh Police. We have a small downtown station. The general public means something to them. When you're in a small area, they become part of that community. So everything that happens becomes your problem. Downtown is a community. It's everyone's community, but it's also a very small community. They work, and people walk, and we see each other every day, and we get thank yous. And when you become part of that community, you want to take care of it.
Did you want the last slice?
Only if you don't.
Oh, well, I kinda do.
I kinda do, too.
You know what Mother Nature says. Sharing is caring.
Thanks, Leaf.
How are you so brilliant?
I've only been around for 2,000 years. I think I know what I'm talking about.
I'm an artist, I'm an illustrator. It's kind of always what I've done. The only job that I ever had. Full disclosure, I was the Pirate Parrot mascot for 8 years because I can dance. You really do your schooling after college. People say, where'd you study at? Well, I'm still studying right now. It doesn't matter what age you are in the arts. The term emerging artist always sort of bugging me. You're always emerging. It's all about the word idea. You have to respect your ideas and know that they're powerful and collect them, nurture them. When you're doing that, you also have to trust the process. It's preparation, it's hard work. Creativity is meditative and energizing at the same time, and those are all good things to have in your life as far as regarding mental health.
Usually when I get stressed, I start to spiral. It feels overwhelming. And one of the best exercises for me in those moments is to really zoom out and think, what are the things that I can manage and I can handle and what are the things that are out of my hands and my abilities. You do the thing that is the hardest, and then you start to get a sense of accomplishment. You start to feel lighter immediately, learning how to just take yourself, no matter where you are, and hone into that meditative state and grounding state. It has helped me so much.
The thing about leaving the Army, you develop teamwork. It's a kind of camaraderie and teamwork relationship that not very many jobs in the States happen. So when you come back and you're standing on the street 24 hours later, you're very much alone. I came back thinking I was normal. In later years, my wife said I came back differently. Things that used to be a big thing were no longer big things. Some things shake me, some things bring back some thoughts. My wife and I were at the wall when it was dedicated. Before we left, she asked if I was going to wear my uniform, and I said yes. And when I pulled my field jacket out, she said, no, your uniform. And I said, this is it. So we were there in 250,000 people, and they were all wearing field jackets. Every now and then, things just sort of come up that just bring tears. And I don't know why, and I don't fight it. It just has to happen.
There's a reason why I chose hockey as my profession and not golf or tennis or any of the individual sports, is because I love being on a team. I love being a piece of the puzzle. I can honestly say my happiest times as an athlete were right here in Pittsburgh with the Penguins, not because we were winning cups. Of course, that had something to do with it, but also there was a chemistry, there was a connection that we all decided at any given time to say, oh, I know where my piece fits. I'm going to embrace that, and I'm going to be the best version of me to make sure that my teammates know I will always be there. It's rare, so when you have it, embrace it. Being a part of a team and having success as a team, to me, there's nothing better.
Coming out of the pandemic and just generally across the country, and there's both anecdotal content that I can share, but there's also grounded research and evidence that shows why kids are challenged more now than ever as it relates to their mental health. More recently, the Surgeon General came out with an advisory that states that youth mental health is a crisis. The impacts of influences that kids did not have before, things like social media, things like peer bullying, is higher than it has been, and that the supports that may have been there for some communities are no longer there. Times are tough, their family situation is tough, what's happening in community is challenging. That all has an impact on how they experience their life, how they interact with others, how they prepare for the future, and that's why organizations like the Boys and Girls Clubs are there to help support them.
I have memories of when I was a little kid watching the Ed Sullivan Show, and there was this one act that would come out. There'd be all these high poles with a plate on each pole, and a guy would run up and down the line spinning multiple plates at the same time. That's sort of what it's like to be a video producer and work on projects. You know, production can be crazy, and things change on a dime, and the location may fall through, the talent ends up not showing up. What is so great about a garden is there's so many spiritual lessons. I'm the gardener, and it's my responsibility to maintain and manage the land. Weeding is one of my favorite things. I do it every morning, every night, and the little bitty weeds I'll go through. Think about problems in life. It's so much better to deal with them when they're these little teeny stubs versus when the garden is overwhelmed with weeds. You can't handle it because it looks like you can't conquer the problem. But if you nip it in the bud early on, like when I weed my garden every day, then it's not an issue.
I ended up getting a football scholarship to Duquesne University. I graduated, did a semester of law school. I hated it, so I went to the nearest recruiting office for the Army. Walked in, I said, "What's the most dangerous job you have?" And he signed me up to be a fire support coordinator in the U.S. Army. What we did was acquire targets, calling rockets, calling artillery, calling airstrikes, and getting gunfights. I had a bad back injury. It was really hard getting around. I wasn't doing the best emotionally at that time. That self-realization that I need help. There are resources available in the VA. There are people who are trained in, certified, and are willing to help you. Having that coming home makes coming home a little easier.
I Chip.
I Carrot.
I Leaf.
I Chit Chat.
I Good Idea.
Likes to be good-natured and good-to-natured, with a helping hand to lend.
Best friends with the animals and best friends with my best friends.
Smile when the sun is up.
Sleep when the sun is down.
Sing when it rains. And never keep a frown.
No adventure too big. No good deed too small.
Be home by supper with my